Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. Today I have another book talk video for you guys, as well as a couple of shout outs, but we're going to save those till the end. So for now, let's just jump on into it, and today we are talking about The Little Red Chairs by Edna O'Brien. Edna O'Brien is a very talented writer of many wonderful books, and this one was the first she had put out in about 10 years. Now, earlier today I was sitting and I was thinking and I was wondering what I was going to say about this book, because to me it's a little hard to review because it's a little hard to explain at parts. And I still don't know exactly what I'm going to say about it, so we're just going to start and see where we end up. So, The Little Red Chairs is about a woman named Fidelma O'Brien. She lives in a small town in Ireland. She is married to a man named Jack, who is 20 years her senior. He had first met her when she was very young and expressed interest in wanting to court her, and was told, I believe, by her family to come back in a few years when she was older. And he did, and they got to know each other. They'd spend hours walking and talking, and they fell in love, and they got married. And they had a pretty good life. 10, 15 years go by, and then something happens. A dark and mysterious stranger arrives in town, and he is a self-proclaimed healer and a bit of a sex therapist, and he goes by the name Dr. Vlad. And he comes into town and he kind of just piques everyone's interest. Everyone's very curious about him because he carries this air of mystery, and no one really knows anything about him, just what he does. And of course, where it's a small, probably religious town, this sex therapist rolling up out of nowhere is kind of making some people uncomfortable. So anyway, one day Fidelma goes to see him, and after she's spent a bit of time being intrigued by him around town, and Fidelma's big thing is she has always wanted to be a mother. She's always wanted to have a child, and with Jack she hasn't been able to. So she gets it in her head that maybe this sex therapist could help her by impregnating her. And she's desperate for this child, and she'll do anything. And so she asks him, and at first he's like, no. But she keeps she gives it a bit of time, and then she brings it up again, gives it a bit of time, brings it up again. And eventually he's like, fine, let's do this. And they go away together, and she gets pregnant. And then what happens quickly after that, and this is all summarized on the back, so I'm not really giving away anything yet, is it becomes known that Dr. Vlad is not who he said he was. He, in fact, is a notorious war criminal and is the most wanted man in Europe. And in fact, he has the nickname of the Beast for all of the atrocious crimes that he has inflicted on other human beings. So he gets arrested and he's taken away, and that's pretty much it for him for now. Fidelma soon finds out that she is in fact pregnant, which now, of course, is more than a little awkward, as if it hadn't already been. Now she's pregnant with this, mass murderer's child. So what comes next is a scene that I am not going to describe to you because it's one of the most upsetting things I've ever read. And I don't want to just blurt it out and have someone hear it who doesn't want to hear it, because it's very uncomfortable and very upsetting. Not even uncomfortable, disturbing and upsetting. And I love you all too much. I don't want to traumatize anyone here today. But it's a scene that was so upsetting. It left me just in tears and sick to my stomach. And then that part's over and you're just kind of left just I don't even know. I had to put the book down for a while then, just to kind of clear my head of it. So then where the story goes after that is everyone knows. Something happens and then she's no longer pregnant. But everyone in the town knows. Her husband knows. She's disgraced. She's outcasted, and so she flees from Ireland and she goes to London, where she begins to meet and work with other people, refugees, migrants, people who have fled from war or just terrible things. So she kind of blends into these groups, and we get to know all of these other people who have also been through terrible things. I'm sorry, I as I said at the beginning, it's a difficult book to talk about because it's hard to know what to say. So here is where I will say, if you don't want any spoilers, click off of it. So, okay, what happens? She goes to London. She's working with migrants and refugees. She at one point ends up at a dog kennel where she's working with animals, and eventually she hears that Dr. Vlad, as she still knows him as, is going to be going on trial, and she wants to see him. She wants to be face to face with him and see if he will say something or explain something that will make her feel like maybe some of this is somehow okay. And she goes and she sees him, and he's happy to see her, and she keeps asking him questions that he ignores, and of course she gets no answers, because there are no answers. You know, there's nothing he could say, even if he were trying to be helpful, which he's not. And then the story ends with her returning home. She returns home just in time to see her husband Jack one final time before he dies. And it seems as though he had kind of been waiting for her to return before he died, because he did love her very much. And then after that, there's just a scene where she talks about kind of the meaning of home and what that means to many, many different people. And it's a great book. Edna O'Brien is an amazing author. She's such a talented writer. She kind of writes in scenes. Sometimes it doesn't flow as well as, or not as well as, but it doesn't flow in the way that some writers write, where it's kind of a soft and easy flow. She's, yeah, I guess the best way to word it is in scenes and chunks. And yeah, it's a great, I think she's a fantastic writer. I'd recommend any of her books, this one included. This one seems to be the one that has the most sort of torn opinions about it when I read other people's reviews or listen to other people talk about it. But yeah, I definitely recommend. It's a good book. It's a difficult book, but it's a good book. So there we have it. We made it through, even though we weren't quite sure what we're gonna say. So now let's get into the shoutouts. I only have a couple for you today, but they're two ladies that are just absolutely fantastic, and I think you should 100% go and check out their channels. Now, the first one is Antenna Helena. I hope I'm saying that right. She's this really wonderful lady that I just absolutely adore. I love watching her videos. She does hauls and makeup looks and things like that, but she's also recently been vlogging, and I absolutely love getting to see her part of the world and just get to share in her day. She just seems like such a wonderful woman, and I think you'll enjoy them, especially if you enjoy vlogs and makeup videos. Definitely go and check her out. I will leave her link in the description down below. The second is this absolutely sweet fellow Canadian. Her YouTube channel name is Happiness Sparkles, and her name is Frances, and she's just this fabulous woman from Ontario, I believe, and she just posts all kinds of wonderful videos. She does tags. She does a lot of videos about handbags because she just has this gorgeous collection, and she just loves her handbags, and she loves to talk about them, and I love to listen to it. And then she also does car vlogs, which I love, and just sit down chat videos. And you really can't go wrong. So go and check her out. Again, I will leave her link in the description down below. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys all on Monday. Bye!